Good day, this is Tata Tronco Seva. Today I'm doing a video on spiritual talismans or amulets. This is a viewer request. The viewer wants to know what types of talismans somebody that is not initiated in Palo Mayombe can receive. Now I'm going to show you several examples, but mind you, I don't have an example of every single one of them because there's a ton of different. Every talisman serves a purpose. It all depends on the person's need. So some are more complicated than others. Now, this is one of the most typical ones. This one right here. They come in different sizes. Like I said, it all depends on the person's need. So it depends what the person needs, then what goes inside, the different ingredients. So one that it doesn't take as much, so I could do it half the size of this and whatnot. This goes around the neck, or you can keep it in the pocket, or you can keep it in your glove box, your next to your bed, wherever you choose. Here's another example. This railroad spike, which is not complete. I'm just showing you. I'll explain. Right around here, we'll add a packet with a lot of secrets in there. Then we'll bend it around with different color strings and stuff. And this right here, typically somebody will, whoever receives this, typically this is for the home. So you'll go, for example, in your basement and you try to get it almost right underneath the front door of the house, and this is where you're gonna keep that downstairs nailed in that part. This is another empaca. This one you can see it's extremely old. I've had this for quite some time. This was actually my first empaca ever. I received this prior to getting initiated, before my scratching. And again, depending on the situation, whatever it is that the person is in need of, then that's the type of ingredients that go in there. So this right here, the sizes vary. Like I said, the ingredients vary, including the price, because some are more expensive because they're more complicated. It takes a lot more different stuff in there, and some are way cheaper. This right here, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's some things in there. This right here goes in the wall, and usually you tend to put a large mirror in front of it. But I've done these for different types of business, and they put like a picture, their favorite picture over it or whatnot, so people won't see it. You know, people try to keep their things personal. As you can see, look, it's sealed with wax. And that's sewn in there in order to keep what's in there from coming out. This takes a lot of takes like that's a process of about 4 hours, I would say, to complete. It's not as simple as it looks. Now, this is also a talisman. There's some secrets behind the rubies there. And this is another example. Like I told you, different sizes, different shapes. This is more discreet, but basically it's the same thing. And I don't have an example, but you can grab like a statue, let's say Buddha, and you could make a hole in there, prepare it, seal it up, and that way you keep it right in the living room or in your bedroom or whatever, and nobody's the wiser. For those of you that really don't want people to know that you are somewhat involved with the religion. Now, this right here, it's a whole different ballpark. I know you can see that. This is a whole different. This I will be careful who I give this. It all depends on the person's energy and whatnot. This is a whole lot stronger. This right here is the bottom base of a deer skull with leather work in the front. And this is also old. Had it for within a couple of years it'll be 2 decades. Now this right here, it's a whole different ballpark also. This is a lot of work. There's a lot of consecration that goes with this. You see this part? That's what that's made out of. And this typically hangs in somebody's living room. But this is a whole lot stronger than the other talismans that I showed you. So a talisman could be, for example, someone's health. He has a bunch of envious people on around him, so you do a different kind of talisman for that. It could be a talisman to, in general, protect you from dark spirits. There's one specifically to protect you from witchcraft. There's even some, like if you have a person, whether it's teenager, adult, or a child, that might be like ADHD, that you need to tone down their energy, center their head a little bit more. There's even one like that. I mean, there's 1,001 different ways, different reasons, and they each vary. It all depends on whatever the reading says that you really need, because all these talismans there, you can't get them until you do a direct reading with your spiritual cauldron, and then whatever they say is what you construct, because you have to grab a certain energy, because like I said, all the secrets are different, but you have to connect what you create. Remember, like I explained in Palo Mayombe 101, you're allowed to create a god that's called Enkisi, but you have to connect that to your spiritual cauldron in order to control that Enkisi, so it won't turn around and mess people up. But like I said, every energy is different because every situation is different. The cost is different. Even the procedure. Some of these, you will actually have to have a cleansing and a rompimiento, where they cut your clothes off in order for you to spiritually die that day and get reborn, which takes you minimum. It could be from 7 days minimum up to 21 days of you dressing every day of white. It all depends what kind of juju, what kind of energy you have on top of you. The spirits determine that. Like I said, everything that you do in this religion, if you're smart, you will always go by what the spirits are telling you to do. But there's so many other examples, which unfortunately I don't keep around. And the ones that I am not showing you, in my house, it'll be like an Easter egg hunt for me to track down every single talisman that I have in here. And then I'm doing this video quite late, so I didn't really have the time to do that, but I think it's simple enough by me just explaining to you. I showed you 7 or 8 examples. So yeah, even though you are not initiated, you're still able to possess these types of power, which they're depending what they are, because like this right here, I mean, you really gotta be careful what you give this, because this is almost like a Lucero spiritual cauldron. That's how strong that is. But like the other ones, it's a minimal energy that you have to deal with, and like I said, that goes connected with the spiritual cauldron, which you can control that for the person. So there's many ways and many things that somebody that's not initiated could go around to get. All right, so this is the video that the viewer wanted me to do. So please subscribe, share, like, and until next time, this is Tata Troncoseva. May Nsami bless you and yours. And salam alaikum.